Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. We are from group 17 and we are going to present about the country risk analysis in Turkey. My name is Nura Atika binti Mazlan 255436 and I will be the first presenter. Okay, firstly I will explain about the economic and political environment in Turkey. The economic policy adopted during the 1980s fundamentally pushing the industry into the background. This process, also called as neoliberal model, evaluation shifted the industrial to the economic model contingent on the export of the lower value added product in order to provide the entry of the foreign currency. But however, after this time, the budget deficit started to rise, causing the inflation and interest rate to rise and further causing the public debt to rise in a brutal cycle. The public debt reached the unsafe level during the early of 1990s and the economic crisis took place in 1994. For the political environment, by the end of the 1970s, violence had increased in Turkey. The Court of 1980 imposed a devastating trauma to the Turkish political system. Inflation, unemployment, and foreign trade deficit quickly rose. During this period, Turkey indicated a high degree of political and social instability.
My name is Aisha. My ticket number is 25546. The 2001 Turkey financial crisis happened due to a very fragile banking system. The government relied heavily on the banking sector and the foreign funding. Therefore, the decline of capital inflow has triggered the banking crisis. This crisis has severely damaged the banking sector, cost Turkey 20 billion, interest rates saw up to 7,500% overnight, unemployment rate hit from 6.5% to 8.5%, Turkish lira dropped to lose almost 40% of its value. Not so about 2018 financial crisis that happened due to high foreign currency debt, which lose investor confidence and dropped the Turkish lira even further. In fact, when President Trump announced additional economic sanctions, the Turkish lira dropped even further. The inflation rate hit 25% as President Erdogan refused to increase interest rate. Youth unemployment rose to 27% and the increased cost of living in Turkey happened in 2018.
Next, I will continue with Turkey and IMF. Turkey has decided to join IMF in 1947 and the first standby agreement has been met during 1961. But however, it has been a decade since Turkey under the rule of President Erdogan ended the cycle of standby deals with IMF. President Erdogan has said that Turkey has closed the book and will not reopen it in the future. The visit of IMF to Turkey was primarily for the regular annual health check of the economy, and Turkey has no intention to borrow from IMF anymore.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Ehsan bin Mat Saad, my street number 252715. Okay, now I will explain about the major economic event for Turkey. Actually, major economic event for Turkey is the agriculture production such as wheat, tobacco and hazelnut. The core crop in the region is wheat, while the third major exporter of tobacco in the world is Turkey and the major manufacturer of hazelnut, which account for nearly 70%. Next, mining is the country's main economic activity. In 2019, the subordinate divisions accounted for 39.5% of GDP and 26% of the workforce. And the leisure industry accounts for closely 4% of GDP and is the key basis of foreign exchange for the country. Okay, next, the overall administration fiscal shortfall is expected to rise rapidly to 4.5% of GDP in 2020 as the establishment are battling the pandemic COVID-19, then its economic impact before narrowing down to GDP of 2.9% by 2022. Okay, now I will move to the regime change or coalition government in Turkey. There is unstable coalition government dominated by modern Turkey in 1923, which is the Grand National Assembly declares Turkey as a republic and Kemal Atatürk as president after the 2017 constitutional referendum abolished the post of Prime Minister after the general election in 2018, and the first popular election since 2017 referendum amended the constitution on 2018. Actually, Turkish government party, formerly its government is AKP, Justice and Development Party, founded in 2001 by Tayyip Erdogan, and there is a Turkey policy is rotating 9 times from 1923 to 2019.
Next is internal crisis in Turkey. The biggest crisis was crisis of identity. Kemal Atatürk reform enforced modernity and westernization on the Turkish people. For instance, in Turkish university, girls are not allowed to wear hijab. The resentment of people over the issue were bound to lead to the political repercussions.
About the impact of China Belt and Road on Turkey. First, it can help Turkey economy as China plans to double its investment in 2021. As Turkey has a huge advantage in terms of geographical location, Turkey can be an investment trade hub in China-Europe trade. In fact, Turkey can take this opportunity to be more closely related and enhance their relationship with Armenia and countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. As this railroad can be passed through the Central Asia, Turkey can export their product at a quick pace. Also, this railroad can pass through the Caspian Sea, which means that the transportation cost can be decreased and efficiency can be increased. And this railroad provides an easier, cheaper and faster way to the Balkans and countries bordering Black Sea such as Moldova, Bulgaria. In conclusion, this railroad can strengthen and improve the two co-senior relations in terms of economy, social, cultural, commercial, and diplomacy. For anti-money laundering compliance in Turkey that started in 1996, money laundering was criminalized under Law Number 4208, Prevention of Money Laundering. Therefore, the Financial Crime Investigation Board (MASA) has been established. The purpose of MASA is to counter money laundering and terrorism financing. As years goes by, MASA's purpose and duties has been increased and the new updated legislation has been added. Every regulated organization in Turkey must comply with anti-money laundering requirements. Experts view that Turkey has many money laundering regulations, but it has a little prosecutions on money laundering. Due to international terrorism abuse, because Turkey shares a border with Iraq in the southeast and Syria in the southern, therefore it imposes higher risks of doing money laundering and also financial abuse. In fact, Turkey also shares border with Iran, which is that area has lots of drug trafficking activities, which make it possible to money launder through this illicit drug trade.